A fun thing I wanted to start out with was the 4 kinds of dates. The 4 kinds of dates is something I share with a lot of couples. For one, it's important to go out on dates. The research shows that the best of the best marriages go on a date every week. I cannot claim that I do that every week. I do strive to do that, and I attempt to do that, at least with the intention. We do get out a couple times a month. Life gets in the way and busy many times, so to do an official date is difficult. But also, that also depends on your phase of life, on how easy it is to go out on a date or not. And if you have young kids, that makes it more difficult. I think the older you get, the easier it is. And then sometimes you think, well, it's like we're together every night, all the time. So what's so special about going on a date when we're already doing everything together anyway? And that's where I bring in the 4 kinds of dates, because I think it helps add a lot of variety and spice to the time together. Some couples I get, they do go out, and so the routine is they go to dinner, they go to dinner, they go to dinner, or they go to a dinner and a movie, dinner and a movie, or they alternate that. That's the big variety. And sometimes they end up going to the same restaurant every time, which is okay if that's really what they want. Nothing wrong if that's satisfying and happy. But as human beings, one of the 4 basic needs that we all have is some variety. And so the 4 kinds of dates looks like this. I usually turn to the husband and say, okay, the first date, you're in charge of planning the date to set up. If you have kids, you're in charge, you're responsible for getting the babysitter. Now, maybe you don't know how to do that, and so it's okay to get your wife's help with that. But you're responsible to do that. Just like when you first met, your job is to plan and set up and strategize a date that you think that your wife would have fun doing with you. Your whole intent is to bring fun and to focus on her and making it a fun night with her. That changes patterns for some couples. For some couples, that might be the same all the way for that. Well, that's the first date. Second date is the same, except opposite. So this time, it's the wife's responsibility to plan the date and plan for everything that you think he would like. That makes that fun, to be able to take turns doing that. Date number 3 is he plans the date selfishly, something that he wants to do that he thinks would be fun for himself. And his wife's job is to come along and be good company and be a good sport. And that's easy for her to do because she knows the next date is her turn. She plans something on date number 4 that she wants to do selfishly, and his job is to be a good sport and to be supporting and to keep good company. That adds a lot of variety with the different kinds of dates. Psychologically, emotionally, that serves a lot of purpose, because in many relationships, it might be a little out of balance, and that helps balance the relationship. And usually in a couple, it's always the same one planning and planning and planning, and that person's already tired of planning. And so by taking turns, you each get a chance to do that. And for the person that's always planning, they get a break at least half the time. They can have the fun of the date without having had to plan at all. They just go along for the ride. It works really well for that. For those of you who are together, you can use the same principle when it comes to your activities in the bedroom, on who's in charge, who plans, and where your focus is at. You can take the same 4 perspectives on dates or in your activities in the bedroom. So that adds variety and gets out of a lot of times the routine of things. So that's your 4 kinds of dates. You can start that process and have fun with that to have variety.